Okay, well, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel. If you saw last video, you saw me put the rear cylinder on that had the rocker box mounted. I ended up having to take that off, and I'm going to go over that in this video, why I had to take that off and redo it. So this video, we're going to be setting the end play on the rockers, and then we should be able to mount those on the cylinders today. I don't think we'll get a chance to do the cylinders on the engine, but we're at least going to get the end play set in the rockers. Okay, so we got both rockers here. These are actually the original rockers that came off the bike. This is the one that I got off eBay, and this one seems like it's okay, except if you, I don't think it's going to show, might not show up on here, but this side is okay, that side's okay. Let me go get the rear one and I'll show you the issue with the rear one. Okay, so you can see on this side here, this is where the spacer goes, and it fits flush up against here, but it looks like this piece is broken off. I don't think I have a light out here. Hold on. Okay, so if you look down in here, there actually is no top piece. Now, the spacer will fit flush up against here, but it tends to want to walk a little bit. And I don't know if that's broken off, if that's a manufacturing defect. This other one here is also missing some on this side. It doesn't cover it all the way around. Like if you look on these that were originally on the bike, you can see how it kind of comes in the top. Same thing with this one. It covers it all the way around. So that spacer never really fit quite right on this. Although this head is pretty decent. I mean, the rocker's pretty decent. I reverted back to the old ones. Now you saw, if you watched the video, I cleaned this one. This is the one that had the issue with it. And you can see how I fixed this. I did file this down. I still have a little bit of work to do, but I'm pretty happy with the way this one has turned out. If you looked at that rear rocker cover, it was absolutely terrible. It was all messed up, and that's really the reason why I bought the ones on eBay. But I'm going to go back to using these. I kind of like the way both of these turned out, so there's a spacer there. I got to change that. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna give the rockers one final cleaning. I've already measured these out. So the rear rocker here comes out to 8 thousandths for the end spacing on the rockers, and the front cylinder is 9 thousandths. I don't think there's going to be that much of a big difference in noise between the thousandths, but I can't get it any closer than that. So we're just going to stick with that. So we're going to clean these rockers off. We'll put them in the parts washer, clean them off one final time, put some assembly lube on it, and then we'll put all these together, and then we'll mount these on the cylinders. Okay, so this is the rear rocker. I've got some scrap nuts and washers in here. I won't be using these in the final thing because these are crush washers. So we've got that tightened down. So I've got 9 thousandths. I don't know if you can see how well that shows up. So 9 thousandths fits in there really nice like that. So we can take this out, we'll put some assembly lube on it, we'll tighten it down, and then we'll see. We should lose a little bit with the assembly lube in there, and then we'll move on to the front cylinder. Okay, so we'll get some assembly lube on this stuff here. I actually had to use one of my dies and tap all these screws out too, because they were, I pretty much had to tap out almost every screw that I've used so far, or every bolt on this bike, because the threads were just so messed up on stuff. So we get the spacer. And one reason why I took these off is because I noticed, I don't know how well this shows up, but you can see that this side here is chamfered in, and then this side is flat. And I believe the chamfered side goes towards the rocker. So we're gonna stick that back in there. Let me make sure chamfered side is that way. Actually, let me stick this back in for now, and then this goes in like that, and then we'll slide this in, push that in. Okay, so now let's I'm going to tighten this up again to check it, and then once I'm done with this head over here, we'll put the new bolts on, the new nuts, I mean, with the new crush washers. There goes my light. And we're still at 9. It's a little tight now, so that assembly glue took up a little bit. So let's do the, this is what side is this? This is the intake side. So we'll do this side. I've already washed everything off. A couple of the ones I had were kind of questionable. They were kind of messed up. So again, here's the chamfered side. We're going to put that down because I want to make sure it goes against the shaft. And we'll put some more assembly lube on here. Let's see what we get. So they're moving nice and easy in here. And we got plenty of space on the 9/1000s here. So we're all set with this. Let me get the new fasteners and we'll get those on. Okay, so we get some new fasteners from Old Colony. And we'll take these out. Set those over here. So I'm going to put some gasket maker stuff on these. Just going to put it on the side that faces the rocker box. I don't need it on anything else. I don't want to get this on the threads, because then if I have to take it off for some reason, it'll be a pain in the ass. So we'll get that off of there like that. All right, so now we can put the O-rings in, put a little bit of lube, assembly lube on these. So I didn't tap the end of these out. Let's measure this again. 9/1000's good there. 9/1000's good there. So looks good. So this is the, I could give you a better look. This is the rear one. I don't know if I can put it, I might put a picture up of how this looked before, but I did have to file some of this down, and then I took some different grades of sandpaper with my orbital sander and sanded this. I'm probably going to do a little bit more work on these, but not much. But I think they're fine the way they are. So let me go put this over on my other bench because the rear cylinder is over there. Okay, so we get everything set. Let's move over to the other bench, and we'll put these on the cylinder heads. Okay, so I'll do one cylinder now. There's no point in me watching me do both. So we'll see, I want to put that on like this, so this has to go on like that, right? Yeah. All right, so we're going to put some gasket material on here. Make sure it seals okay. Same thing with this. We're going to put some gasket material on this here. Okay, I had to blow out some stuff in here from when I had to take this gasket off. So these things are moving free, all checked out. So we're going to flip this around like that. We'll line it up. And nice. All right. So I'm still going to do a little bit of polish on this before I put it on the bike, but we can all right, so let me I'm not going to do this on camera, so let me go do the front cylinder, and then we'll be back and we'll torque these down. So the next thing we got to do is we're going to mount those on the bike. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. Next video we'll get the cylinders and we'll get the heads back on the cylinders. I've already started to shim up the front of the motor, so I'm working on that right now. I got all the electrical parts in. I got the new stator in, new rotor, we got a new clutch in, new clutch hub. So I think we're good to go on parts. The only thing I'm waiting to get is the Dynatech ignition, and then I don't think I'll need anything more. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.